In the vibrant city of Benin, where nightlife bustles and traffic never truly sleeps, lived a young man named Osahon. Osahon was 28, handsome, ambitious, and known everywhere as Osa the Hustler. He worked as a ride-hailing driver, saving every naira to start his own car rental business. But life in the city was expensive. Bills piled up. Rents kept rising. And Osahon needed a cheaper place fast. One evening, while scrolling through listings online, he found something unbelievable. A full two-bedroom flat for half the normal price. Modern kitchen, tiled rooms, running water, everything perfect. Only one detail stood out. Located beside Ogbe Cemetery. Most people avoided that area. Rumors said strange things happened at night, footsteps, cries, shadows moving. But Osa laughed. Cemetery. Spirits. Abeg. Na humans dey fear human things. And so he rented it immediately. That first night, everything seemed normal. The cool harmattan breeze blew through his windows. He unpacked his bags, played some Afrobeats, cooked noodles, and stretched on his new bed. But around 2:30 a.m. Knock, knock, knock. Osa sat up sharply. "Who be that?" he yelled. Silence. He walked slowly to the front door. Nothing. Nobody. He hissed. Maybe wind. He locked the door and returned to bed. 5 minutes later. Knock, knock, knock. This time louder. Osa's heart jumped. He rushed to the peephole, still nothing. He forced himself to sleep until morning, telling himself his mind was playing tricks. The next day was peaceful. But the second night was different. At exactly 2:30 a.m., Osa heard soft footsteps outside. Then, a woman's voice. Osa. Osahon. He froze. Nobody in that neighborhood knew his name. He peeked through the window. Standing near the cemetery gate was a woman dressed in pure white. Her hair long. Her face pale. She waved slowly, as if calling him. Osa stepped back, trembling. He locked all windows, turned off the lights, and sat in the corner praying under his breath. When he gathered the courage to look again, she was gone. But on his window glass was a faint handprint, wet, as if someone had touched it moments ago. Days passed. Osa tried to forget the encounter. He told himself he had dreamt it. Then one night, around 11 p.m., he got a trip request. Location: Ogbe Cemetery Gate. Passenger name: Miss Eremo Seal. He froze. Could it be? The money was good. Surge pricing. A man must hustle, he said, trying to sound brave. He drove there. Fog covered the cemetery entrance. Street lights flickered. The place was too quiet. A lady slowly approached his car. All white. Barefoot. "Good evening," she said softly. Her voice. It was the same voice he heard calling his name. Osa's heart pounded, but he reminded himself, passengers come in different ways. Maybe she's returning from an all-white event. He unlocked the door. She entered. The air in the car instantly turned cold. Very cold. "Where are you going, Ma?" he asked. She smiled slowly. "To where I used to live, before I died." Osa's hands slipped off the steering. He looked at her properly in the mirror. Her feet weren't touching the floor. Her reflection was fading in and out. Osa screamed and bolted out of the car. When he turned back, she was gone. The back seat was empty. But the car door was still open. The next morning, Osa decided to talk to the landlord, an old man named Pa Omeregbe. "Daddy, I'm seeing strange things. Hearing strange sounds. Something is wrong with this area," Osa said. Pa Omeregbe sighed deeply, sat down, and removed his glasses. "Osa, you are not the first tenant to complain," he continued. "Years ago, a young lady named Eramosil lived in that same house. She was a nurse. Bright, cheerful, everyone loved her. One night, while returning from night duty, she was robbed and stabbed near the cemetery gate. She died before sunrise." Osa swallowed hard. The old man added, "Her spirit still wanders. They say she cannot rest because her killers were never caught." Osa felt his skin crawl. That night, Osa couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned. Around 2:30 a.m., he heard the familiar knocking. He sat up. This time, instead of fear, he felt courage. He grabbed his torchlight and opened the door. There she was. Eramosil. In white. Beautiful, but sad. Her eyes glowing faintly. She spoke gently. "Osahon, I am not here to harm you. I only need help." Osa shook uncontrollably. What do you want?" She pointed toward the cemetery. "My killers buried my handbag behind one of the tombstones. Inside is the evidence, their ID cards and the knife they used. Find it. Take it to the police. Help me rest." Osa's mind screamed run. But something inside him said stay. So he followed her. She walked ahead slowly, floating above the ground. They arrived at a cracked tombstone. She pointed. Osa dug hurriedly. And there it was, a worn-out handbag. Inside were 2 ID cards of known street criminals, and a rusted knife stained with dried blood. When he looked up, she was smiling. For the first time. "Thank you, Osahon. When justice comes, I will sleep." Then she faded slowly into the air. The next morning, Osa went straight to the police station. At first, they didn't believe him, until they saw the evidence. Within 2 weeks, the killers were found and arrested. That same night, Osa slept peacefully for the first time since moving in. At exactly 2:30 a.m., he woke up, not from fear, but from a gentle breeze. A soft voice whispered, "Thank you." And he knew. Eramosil had finally found rest. From that day, Osa learned a powerful truth. The dead do not trouble the living without reason. Sometimes they only seek justice. And in the great cities of Africa, where old spirits and modern life walk side by side, stories like this remind us that no matter how bright the street lights shine, shadows from the past still rise.